Every day in our neighborhoods, there are seniors and disabled adults who are going hungry. Sometimes, without family to call or reliable transportation, these homebound individuals are unsure where their next meal is coming from. Spectrum Generation's Meals on Wheels program makes it their mission to make sure all seniors and disabled adults receive nutritious, delicious, and hot meals to keep them comfortable in their own homes and remaining independent and happy. Tonight, you have become part of the Spectrum Generations family and are helping put hot meals in homes of seniors and disabled adults in our communities and are playing a key role in ending senior hunger.
I started cooking at age 14. I was doing lunch and I found it very exciting. I found it interesting. I was also getting paid, which was nice as a 14-year-old boy to be able to buy your own video games and your own, toys and things like that. I just found it exhilarating right from the beginning. The hustle, the bustle, the fire, the heat, the pressure. It was always interesting to me. I actually put myself through college cooking and running restaurants. I like to say this is the first family farm to table. It's the Grays own the Harrisika Inn, and we're probably 85% saturated with local farms. 85 to 100% at any given time. We do everything local. We have our burger ground locally. We know the name of the butcher that ground our burger. What you can expect to come here: great service, quality food, and a relaxed atmosphere. It's a little bit fine dining, a little bit quirky. There's also tableside service that's available 7 days a week if you want to come here for a special, delicious tableside meal if you've never done that. We're one of the few people in Maine that still do it. But I think you can expect a great time if you stay here as well. I mean, we do tea every single day at 3 o'clock. There's a pool down there for your kids. There's all kinds of stuff to do. And again, the Grays, they do an awesome job. They let us purchase the best ingredients to work with, which you'll see when I do my plate. And it's a fantastic place to work. And we change our menu in here every single week. Every single Friday we change our menu. So we essentially get what's new and local from our farms. We talk to our farmers, our foragers, and our fishermen every single week, and then we determine, what we're going to do? Really great scallop preparation. We're going to do a surf and turf with this. We're going to run a baked stuffed lobster, because we get a good deal on this. I think our elderly is forgotten. I think that in the state of Maine, you have people every year that are cold. I think that and hungry. I think it's wonderful. I think if you can do that and have local farms be a part of that, I mean, it's a big circle, and I get to compete against 4 of the cooks. So I'm really excited for the challenge to do that. I'm just looking forward to get in the kitchen and start cooking. So.
I grew up in Nuremberg, Germany, and in the process of doing so, I got to sample and taste a whole large amount of German cuisine, European cuisine, Austria, and when I moved into the States, I couldn't really find the same flavor profiles, and just, that's what kind of triggered it. I kind of wanted to create that myself. My mother and grandmother would always be cooking in the kitchen, and I figured that was my best bet, was to kind of follow in their footsteps, which I did for a large amount of years, and kind of took it to the next level. Cooking really just kind of took my interest, and the possibilities were limitless, so I figured that it was definitely a career that would never get old or boring.
The idea for Stirling and Mull has actually been 11 years in the making. Eventually we went to a place called Jam and Java in Washington, D.C. that had coffee, but they also had beer and wine and finger foods, and it was all kind of marginal at best, and we thought we could just do better at that, so that's when our idea started to expand. Then when we went over to Europe, we saw how many different beers and wines and foods that were out there that we as Americans had never experienced before, and we wanted to bring some of that back with us. Chef Anthony was a real find for us. It was very lucky that he really reached out to us when we were looking at opening the doors. His ideas are fantastic, very innovative foods, but he was also a good fit because he knows the European flair because of his German background and his appreciation for Spanish foods and French foods and other European foods. He's able to bring all those tastes into what we have to offer. For me personally, it's very important. My grandfather was heavily involved with Meals on Wheels down in Kittery, and he did it for decades, and right up until he passed. So for me personally, there's a real personal tie to it.
And my family also was very involved in providing Meals on Wheels, and then was the recipient. My grandparents were the recipients of it as well, and it was very important. I could see how much of an impact it made on the seniors, not only just to have the food, but to have the people coming in and have somebody to talk to and interact with throughout the day. So it's a very important program.
I started cooking when I was 14 years old. My first job was actually at Christina's here in Bath. It actually was now as May's. I actually was the pot boy, it's called there, which in the dishwasher. I was the guy who got to scrub the giant pots and crack 90 things of eggs. And in fact, I actually hated the job. I did it for 2 summers, and I swore I'd never do this business. But I ended up getting back into this business when I was 17, working at the Freeport Inn as a line cook, and I really learned my craft there. I really came to it through cooking, through watching my grandmother cook. She was always baking, she'd always have fresh seafood. I got to pick lobsters and crabs, which everyone hates doing now, but I don't mind. So it was that kind of led me there. One of the unique things I have at my advantage here is I have a great pastry chef, who actually is my wife, Karen. So she does all our breads from scratch, pretzel rolls, all the different desserts are all scratch made. So whenever I want something interesting and different for a special, would be a baguette or a different kind of bread, or say a sage bread for a stuffing, she can whip it right up and we can go to town with it. So it's nice to be able to have that artisan scratch bakery end that is not my forte, so it's great that I have her talent in there to back me up. The field restaurant is fresh. We use fresh ingredients from local purveyors on a daily basis. We grab things from the farmer's market whenever we can. We try to be inventive without being too over the top. We don't want to scare people with things they haven't heard before, but we want to still be fresh. The restaurant itself is very inviting. Obviously the view is fantastic. So we like people to come here and enjoy the view and enjoy the view of their plate. But this is one of those things where I think it'd be great to win, absolutely, but we're not doing it for that. I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because it's nice to meet these guys, work with them, and to make a difference and show that we are here to support the community.
And here at the Highlands opened up for what was a food service director, and I got that job about 2.5 years ago. And then when the most recent sale came down, we sort of got together and rearranged our positions, and so I became executive chef, product manager is my technical title here at the Highlands. So it's a great job. So the Holden Frost House is a pretty unique, opportunity. We call it distinctive dining here at the Holden Frost House, which is a historic home on the grounds here of the Highlands, one of 2 or 3 that we have incorporated into everyday use, including the marketing office in one, and a welcome center, as well as people having homes right in their apartments rather inside these buildings. So here we do every Friday and then every other Thursday fine dining, distinctive dining, and again is what it's called. And my Friday nights are a 4-course meal, $40, transportation included around campus for you, including your beverages. It's a great opportunity. I set my own menus. I do whatever I want. There's no real budget to it, so it's a lot of fun. So what's the importance of Meals on Wheels? Well, it's unbelievably important to the community effort. There's so many seniors out there who don't get, I work here at the Highlands, of course, where it's, people have to pay to come, of course, and live and stuff. And so we know what they're eating and what they're doing. But even in our little closed community, we have to be very careful with making sure that these folks get what they need and how they need it. There are many people who are on dietary restrictions and, you know, whatever it might be, medical reasons that they get their right food. But so it's important in our setting, but Meals on Wheels, there are so many people out there, and those senior folks who need this don't come calling. You know, they're not picking up the phone. They're out there and we don't know they're out there. And so we need these programs to make it easy for them to pick up a phone if they can, or go to the local social service center and be able to get the information they need to get the meals and the nutrition and all that stuff that they're going to need. I don't know, I guess it's a bit of an ego-fulfilling thing too, just to get out there and do it, but it's great to give back, it's great to participate, you can't have those events without people participating, right? Without there being chefs of whatever celebrity you want to call them, but just chefs who do it. So.
The Celebrity Chef Challenge is so important because it brings 4 great chefs from the local communities here into this competition where they raise money for the program as well as provide us new ideas for meals that we get to serve our recipients of Meals on Wheels program. Right, not only is the Celebrity Chef Challenge a great event where the chefs get to promote their restaurants, but they're also promoting our Meals on Wheels program by helping end senior hunger with this event.